Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to.
After that experience, both of you went through a series of miscarriages. How were you able? Take us through that experience first. Then after that, we'll now look at how you
So
that.
that experience, I don't know how I'm going to summarize it, but I can't even call it a funnel. But I'll tell you. Let me tell you the end point. By the time I conceived the twins, I was gravid at 9/1, which means 9 pregnancy all gone, only one child from 9 pregnancies, and only one child is dead. So after that happened, we're trying, of course, the next thing is to try and conceive another child. And January 1, 2011 to September to January 3rd, 2012, I had 5 miscarriages on a row. I mean, 5 that we went to the hospital, there was a test, and the test confirmed that this is pregnancy, and then we lost them. That was how bad it was. So, let me give you some of the funny experiences with the pregnancy. You know, like you're pregnant, oh, thank God, you're pregnant, oh, she lost a child. And thank God, at the point I hid myself, I was so embarrassed. I can't even go out because they say, I know there's a way in our culture, there's a way people look at you. Is she pregnant? Is she, even when you're not pregnant? Thank God she's pregnant, oh. And then they will greet you in a way to confirm to you, we don't say you don't get the law. And then the next month, that pregnancy is gone. And in 2011, the longest pregnancy I had was 8 weeks. Significant one that I lost was on the morning of my birthday, June 6, 2011. So I've gone to mountains, I've gone to pray, I've gone to Winners Liberation Night, and then I conceived that particular one. And of course, as to what we do in Rotary, I'm a JCI person, so I went to train in Ijebu. So when I come in, you know, as it is on the express, there was traffic. So on that traffic on the express, my husband had to drive on the side, you know, those edges, those side on the express. And you know, of course, it's undulating, not like the normal express third road. And then we go home, we had dinner, we slept. The next morning was my birthday. So my mom was asking me when we're driving home, I want for my birthday. I lost it. I had an accident. I lost my car. I already have another car. I had a better car. I lost a child. I'm already pregnant. All I want for my birthday. The only thing I want for my birthday is that on that birthday, I will find out that my pregnancy is a twin gestation, meaning a twin pregnancy. My darling brother, on that morning, I woke up in the morning, and you know, as couples, they just try to hug me like, good morning. And then he put his hand, as he put his hand just to hug me like this, I just felt that sharp pain. Pain. Then the pain intensified. Then, of course, you know, when you're trying contraception, you ran to the restroom. Then I checked, and then I was bleeding. Like, you know, by the time I go to that kind of restroom, your husband is following you. At that point, maybe that was the 3rd pregnancy, of course. So as I got into the restroom, my husband followed me. You don't even need to break the news. Your husband is saying that there is no pregnancy, that there is blood. It's blood care. Just drove in the car, run to the hospital. We got to the hospital, of course, and they ran tests. They said go to bed. You know the way this emergency. Went to bed. They did what they call transvaginal scan. It's not a normal scan, not normal stomach scan to check babies on the stomach on the outside. This one, the probing device is a long probing device. Then it goes into the vagina, into the womb to check the womb. That was how bad it was. And of course, they saw that there were 2 sacks, was 2 pregnancies. Everybody would be excited. That was my birthday wish, right? I didn't know there was more to life, that I should have asked for more. So they said go to bed. They had admitted me. I was on bed rest. And then maybe one night again, I just had this nightmare. Something happened, one thing. I woke up in the morning. I told my doctor, the chief gynae, I'm feeling funny. Something happened. And then we went back for test. That was, I think, 14 days after I was on bed rest. Of course, on the days I was on bed, blood was still coming out, but the doctors will say they measure, bros, I suffer. They'll tell you to measure blood that is coming. How do I measure blood? So they won't give you the normal sanitary towel, they give you this bluish one. So when they look at it, they can tell you a teaspoon, a 2 tablespoons of blood. They were just trying to see how much blood was coming. Maybe the pregnancy could survive. So that 14th day or so, they returned me back to the lab, and they did another second round of the transvaginal scan. And as that day, the doctor found out that the pregnancy was not only gone, my womb has returned to state. This means that the pregnancy was long gone even before that day. So my womb was passed back to state, and that was it. So struggle continues. Then at a point in time, the one gynae said, oh, maybe it was molar pregnancy. Maybe they were not pregnancies. They were just coming. There is one pregnancy that came down and was not fully evacuated. And so I was referred to another lab, part care, very expensive. I was doing what they call beta ACG. So when I'm pregnant, they will now measure how many of the pregnancy hormone is in my body. Oh, is it truly a pregnancy? Oh, it's pregnancy. So once this pregnancy start coming down, they will now start measuring again how many hormone is left, so that they can see that there is a progression and a decline in the pregnancy hormone. And they did all of that, and they said, oh, truly, that was a pregnancy, and we lost it. And then we went again. Another pregnancy came, and they were gone. And I think towards December in 2011, the doctor diagnosed that I wasn't ovulating. And well, I think sometimes in October I was begging for IVF. Yes. And doctor said, no, we can't give you IVF. It's not the case that you are not conceiving. It was because your womb was not carrying. So no, we just want your womb can carry, then it's fine. And I was like, why? Then my HMO, THT then, at the point called me in August that they want to change my hospital. And I said, why? I said, in one hospital, you're trying one thing, conception is not staying, so let's go and try elsewhere. I said, no, leave me. I left the hospital. I left the HMO and stayed with my hospital. So we did that. Then later, they placed me on a drug called Dufastone. Dufastone was to keep the womb calm so that the pregnancies were not coming down. Bros, I was on Dufastone. The womb was calm, but the baby was gone. I had those 2 pregnancies that the womb was calm, no trauma, no stress, but the baby was not progressing. So I'll move into evacuation. I think in that 2011, I did the evacuation that the lady would do even as a young girl, because and then the trauma is pregnancy comes down, you ladies now, you might want to do D&C, and then you do D&C and then you go home. But this kind of evacuation, you're going into the big theater. They will bring the big light down. They will position the womb. They will position this. And it's enough trauma that the pregnancy is going. Another trauma is that the doctor has to do a due diligence. The doctor has to check what was happening. And then there is another one that, I think the last 2 miscarriages, doctor said what they evacuated, they needed a sample of it in a bottle. They're coming out of the theater, they're showing you a bottle like, this is a sample, you want to go to the lab and test it and check what is actually causing the miscarriage. I must tell you and tell everybody watching, nothing was found. Nothing was found.
Okay.
Causing
now,
the
on the whole, how many pregnancies did you lose?
In that period, 2011 to 2011 January to December, total was 6.
Okay, after that, did you lose any other one?
No. After that one, then in January 2012, I conceived. So I was still thinking it's pregnancy. I didn't want to go to the hospital because I was scared I would not come down like the regular ones. So I was holding on. And then at the point, I couldn't move. I was not feeling healthy again. So I went to the hospital. So they're like, why didn't you show up since? It's pregnancy. So they admitted me. At the point, I said the way I was vomiting badly that pregnancy. In fact, they were scared that the vomiting could even make the pregnancy come down. So they were giving me drugs to suppress the vomiting. And another was creating one and said, this vomiting is more than one baby. So they now did a scan and it was twins. And I was telling you, Richard Azu, at the point they found out that it was twins, my doctors weren't happy. Because we were scared that a womb that cannot carry one, why will it carry a twin gestation? So They were scared. They were telling me fingers crossed. They were not good at the fingers crossed. Come see, let's see if the baby survived. The baby survived. And God did it. The baby survived. No IVF, no follicle stimulation, no medication. But I carried the twins for 8.5 months, and I lived in a hospital for 5.5 months on the bed.
Wow.
My first zero, I had a 40 kg in that pregnancy. My first 0 to 4 months, I was on the bed. I don't come down from the bed. I'm bed-baited, bedpan. Bedpan means I poo on the bed. They didn't want any story with the pregnancy, but God did it. We survived. And I think the 3 months I was not in the hospital, I was not allowed to go home. That's when I heard the word called parole. So when you're giving parole, just like they give prisoners, is that the person is not free of the charges, but you can't go home. So at that point, I think my mental health was affected. I don't know days of the week anymore. I don't really know timing anymore. I couldn't walk again. So I was asked to go out of the hospital, but I can't go home. I can't do any work. I can't carry a plate. So I think I went to a friend of blessed memory, Yemi. I went to my friend's house, and I was kept there for 3 months. Then here we are. So when the twins came, doctor said, before you can have another one, because of the way we waited and how many miscarriages that came, it will take us another maybe 5 years. He said minimum of 5 years. I didn't want to raise my hopes. But here we are. God did it. 6 months after, Idowu came, Mutilayo in Olua, and we had the baby. And that baby, I don't even know. All the laws that was with the pregnancy of the twins don't go out. I think we lost one that was because we drove on the help of an express. The whole pregnancy was me and Alaba were doing business in Alaba like every other week, and the pregnancy didn't come down. And today we thank God, the twins are 11, going to 12, and the Idowu is 10. And we're good.
Okay.